Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money. What, somebody sneak into my office and mess with my camera? Let's go. Big day already today. Shout out to all of our enhanced members. You guys rock. We love the support. We need your support, as a matter of fact. And we want to return the favor. We had a nice day today, a 3-0-1 to pop off the day today. What a lot of fun. We took a shot with the Mets first five at like plus 105, I think it was, plus 108, something like that. It pushed. Now, some would say, and I thought about this, the plus a half, nah. We're foregoing the plus a half. We'll lay a half, but we are not taking plus a halves here. At least situationally. In this situation, it made a lot of sense. We did cash the under 7.5 with that Mets Phillies game. A little nervous there. Extras. 2-2 going into extras. Phillies score. I'm like, oh no. I had some live bets on the Mets. I was getting a little nervous. I had a parlay left at 18-1 for the Mets under, but they got there 4-3 in that 10th inning. So we cashed the under 7.5. We cashed our parlay. We took the Tigers and the Yankees. We parlayed them together. It was around a plus 165. That got there easy for us. I think the Tigers won 6-0. I think the Yankees won like 6-1 or 5-1. No sweat bet. We took the Cincinnati Reds first five plus 110. They won that first 5-3-2. They went on to win the rest of the game. It was nice. It was nice to start the day out like that. I was busy doing some yard activities as it's that time of year in upstate New York. And it was nice to piggyback off of a big night last night. We had, we won about 2 units yesterday from the show plays here. We had the Nationals. Easy winner, 7-0, plus 120. We had the over 9.5, plus 102, easy winner for them. Red Sox, when that series goes out there, it's now 25-4 to the over. We had another casher, 3-2. I want to say it was easy, but it was pretty easy. That under in the Toronto game. Toronto gets the win, 3-2. I told you guys that was a nice price tag for Toronto. That thing dropped to minus 148 by puck time. Jumped in. Double dipped. The Memphis OKC game did not get the first half. They got 122 points. We had 111. But then the defense kicked in, and they shut Memphis down. That's exactly what the game script called for. Under 229.5 cash for us out there. 4-leg parlay. 25-0 trend. It's now 28-1. Minnesota wins. Kansas City wins. Arizona wins. The Angels get busted up by the Pirates. Scumbags. So our big score, the plus 455 parlay, did not cash. The Florida Panthers busted up the Tampa Bay Lightning. The sharp respected betting report strikes again. And it was sad to close the night off with Oakland taking the L, but hopefully you guys listen to me on the Lakers. That was a slam dunk, knockdown, drag out. David Wallace says the Andujar home run last night at plus 600 got there. It sure did. Yordan Alvarez home run did not get there, but still, plus 600 was great cash. And hey, not the honorable mention here. This should probably lead the whole show here and stop burying the lead. 3-1 on the Tuesday debut of the Balking Dead here on Sports Money. We're not going to get it every day. It's a specialty show. But Sharpie and I get together on Tuesdays, big cards. Everyone's playing. Sharpie does the cape prop. I come in with the hitting props. We went 3-1. We got Pete Alonso. We got Andujar. And Josh Naylor. Those three come through for us. Jose Ramirez does not come through for us. So 3-1 in the RBI game yesterday too. It was just we've been firing. Just blessed to be in a situation where we are firing and firing and firing. It's awesome. Feels good. Winning always feels good. And nobody does it better than us. Here's the thing. Everything's one unit. So when I tell you that we got about 40 units up this month, it's no chase plays. We're not double or triple dipping. It's just single units. Everything's one unit. That's the thing. It threatens the business. Because they'll show you, oh, we're up. Are you? Are you? Do you have that winning record? Are you up? And did you go put 10 units down on something because you were chasing? You thought it was a max banger play of the year. That's what you called it. It was called the chase it because you're losing your ass spot of the month. Not here. Not with us. We are your preeminent destination for all things considered in the world of sports gambling out there. And everybody's been stepping up and firing along. MMA Jeff had some big golf plays last week. The golf video is released. This golf tournament's a little bit different. When I say big golf plays too, I'm not saying like, oh, he cashed a plus 150. No. He cashed a plus 900. I think it was a 500 and a 400. That's big. Those are dogs. And he gets there. And he gave you guys a bunch more today. He's got a top 10, a couple top fives, a couple outrights. I came through with some first round leaders, some top 10s and some top 5s myself. So, and one outright, 1 or 2 outright. I can't remember. Anyways, that tournament starts tomorrow. It's down in Louisiana. It's a different setup. It's a different format. It's for anybody that's been on like a golf trip with their friends. It's kind of like that. You play partners. They'll play a best ball. They'll play aggregate. They'll play. It's fun. It's a fun spot there after the Masters and TPC players and even RBC Heritage there. The boys need a little mental break. So they put this tournament together to have some fun. Rory won it last year with Shane Lowry. They're still the odds-on favorites to win it again. But golf is out there. It's ready for you guys to check it out. The VB MMA Ramon Scott Show is out there for you to check it out. 3 first looks. Some of the best guys in the industry joined the show this week to give their analysis on the main event, the co-main event, and a wild card. We got the boys back with rugby. I made a mistake. I said 6-0 over the last 3 weeks. It's 5-1. It's 5-1. Sorry. I don't know how I made that mistake, but I made it and I owned it and I fixed it. So 5-1 over their last 3 weeks. 2 more rugby plays are out there for this week. Hey, does it matter what the ball looks like to get that money? It could be a football, a basketball, a golf puck, a golf club. Who cares? It's all about getting paid with the team that's assembled here at Sports Money. And of course, Ramon Scott's been firing off. I heard you guys had a great yesterday. Both the show plays and the consensus plays were firing over at Ramon Scott. So Sports Money's heating up. This is where you want to be, and that makes them mad. Speaking of making them mad, you guys, shout out to the top commenters here. So much fun to get to see you guys respond. And I know it's extra work, right? It's an extra step after the show, but it really does. You know what it does is it shows appreciation. And that means a lot that you guys take the time, the extra step, if you will, to help us continue to grow this thing. So I want to give you guys all a big shout out for simply commenting. A thumbs up, a great job. This is my look. We just cashed, whatever it happens to be. Algus, Trisha M, William Cox, David Wallace, Michael Lester, Ron Young, Joe T, Kenny Wood, Kelly V, Robert McCormick, Parma Jake, and Peter Gracia, all coming through with some big comments for us yesterday. That helps a tremendous amount. Thumbs up are great. Still want to get the thumbs up. Let's not dismiss the importance of in-show thumbs up, post-production. Leave a comment. Hey, that's all we ask. That, and if you do want to get on board with the enhanced membership, here's what really makes them mad. Ready? It's $5. That's it. Not a day, not a week. Upgrade your membership. A lot of you got, 65 of you in the past 2 weeks got free bronze memberships. For an extra $5, you can get yourself into the silver. And if you want to go gold, show your appreciation. We are 9-1-1 in our last 11 plays. That's right. Call 911 because we are stealing from these bookies. And it's been fantastic. So I don't suspect we will let that go anytime soon. But it threatens the way they do business. We already found out. They already exposed themselves. They don't want to help you win. They want you to need them because you are a paycheck for them. And they get mad when we give away all these tools for free. Speaking of free tools, we've got the UFC playbook coming out there. How about that? Playbook's ready. There's already fights on the playbook. We'll be recording First Strike tonight. Jeff, Sub, and I are ready to go. I've already seen the boys' plays, and we got plus money coming again. Plus money coming again for the big Saturday UFC card. It's going to be a lot of fun this Saturday, too. I think it will pop off around, I believe it's, let me look. It's around 5:30, 5:45. We'll pop off to give the, probably we'll say 5:45. We'll call it a 5:45 start to break down our pre-card analysis. And then, of course, we will roll right into the live stream. We will have NHL. We will have NBA, both in the playoffs. We will have Major League Baseball. We'll have the UFL. We'll have, did I say Major League Baseball? Zurich Classic and golf? Man. Zurich Classic, by the way. I was looking for Zurich Open. I couldn't find it. Who does it better than your squad here at Sports Money for you guys, man? We appreciate you guys being here, though. It would be nothing if you guys weren't here. And this is that point of the show. We got to get busy. We got to get to work, but we can't do anything until we get those thumbs up out there. So this is that point of the show. We love the gifted memberships. We love you guys upgrading, getting enhanced memberships. Remember, that was something requested. You guys wanted more plays. We're not on. You guys are asking us about best bets. What do we think about these games and those games? So we're scrubbing the whole card. We're making plays anyways. We put those together at the industry lowest, $5 a month to get these plays. 9-1-1. Think about it. Even if you're a dollar better, you paid off at $5 this month already. And that's just in the last 11 spots. So anyhow, we love all of that stuff, but the most important thing you can do in show, smash the thumbs up button. Post show, leave a comment. In show, thumbs up button. Let's take a second. Knock it out right now. Might as well run the whistle. New show segment on Friday. New show segment on Friday. Not going to want to miss it. Not going to want to miss it. Be the first time here on Sports Money. We're going to tuck her into last call. Or, woo. We're going to tuck her into Pregaming. They stole that name too, by the way. You see that other company out there? Stole that fucking name. Unbelievable. This business. But I love you guys, man. That's what makes me come back here. And I appreciate you guys coming back here to do this thing with us because you got to enjoy it when it's hot. Got to have a short-term memory when it's not. But fortunately, man, March was not. And this has been, we're at a high watermark. Told you, we're rounding 60 units. 60 real units. Not fucking 7-unit plays and 9-unit plays and 5-unit. Everything's a unit. You play it how you want to play it. And if you're playing it, regardless of how you're playing it, you're winning. But everything's a unit. Unit equals $100. $100, 50 units, $5,000. Simple math. It's all transparent. You can follow all the action over at BetStamp. Follow me at Mikey Money over there. And of course, the squad. Like I said, a whole lot more coming out. So get ready, get set. I'm fired up. The Walking Dead got me going. Man. Going 3-1 yesterday. I needed it too. I was like, May 1st is when I said I previously started the RBI spots. So starting a little earlier this year, like literally the first week of the season. A lot to go on there, but we're sinking in, we're settling in, and we're finding those spots. And then, to cap it off with the Andahar home run last night, plus 600 was real special. So thank you guys all for being here. Let's check it out. Let's see what we have in the chat. It's pen and paper time. Get the best in the business here to share their best bets. We want to continue to grow and recognize the plays you guys are on. I told you, I share my card, and I'll tell you why I'm on my card. But I love seeing what you guys are on because I know that Lakers first quarter cash last night. That was a big one. I know that was a big spot for our guy. Kenny Wood shared it, talked about it, put it out there in the chat for everybody to capitalize on, and he got it. That's the kind of stuff that we love here. Joe T coming through, giving us some action here tonight. He's going to pop us off. He's going to go with the Rays Diamondbacks over 9. Excuse me. My allergies to these fans. If you know what that's from, I'll be surprised. Trying to give you guys a new one every day. Shout out to Ramon Scott today. I heard him giving his Boogie Nights breakdown. I'd rather like that movie too. Got no problem with Boogie Nights. I like Mark Wahlberg too. True story. True fact. Maybe it's a true fact. Somebody check me on this. 2 guys in Hollywood. Every single movie they're bleeding. 1 was Bruce Willis. 2, Mark Wahlberg. He's bleeding in every single movie he does. I don't know about that anime shit. I don't follow any of those cartoon. I don't even know if he does those, but that dude's bleeding in every movie. Check it out. Tell me I'm wrong. Anyhow, Joe T's got the Rays Diamondbacks, so I don't know where that came from, Jover, but we got the Rays Diamondbacks on and over. Shout out to Jover being here representing, doing his thing out there. There's Ken Wood. I knew it, Ken. Lakers first quarter -2.5. He put it in the chat. Yes. Good job. And he says, good job in the early baseball. Threatens the way they do business, Kenny Wood. And that's what I love. Be professional disruptors here. That's what it means to be tip of the spear, my friend. Let's go. He's got Toronto and Houston under 8 tonight as well. I think it's 14 of 15 games for Houston to go under the total. Interesting spot. Kind of was looking at Toronto in that spot, but no trigger pull for me there. Sadly. Probably because I took Toronto yesterday and whatever. Shout out to my guy Ken Wood. Gerald Jones is up in here. He says best bet now 38-24. He's got Toronto Houston under 2.5 first 3. Hey, there's a new one. There's an innovator. I love it, Gerald. Good for you, my guy. Toronto Houston. That bet actually makes a lot of sense. First 3. I wrote it down. Golden State Rockets under 49.5 in the first quarter as well. Okay. Love it. Joe Dubs here says, thanks for another great afternoon. I love that you guys are tailing, man. Short turnaround. I'll work on that as well, but I think you still had about 15, 20 minutes to get those plays in. That's why you got to keep your notifications on. Anytime we post content on YouTube, we go over to X and at Sports Money Wins. We'll let you guys know when that content is out there. So keep those notifications on. Kenny Wood says, Mike, I love this. I love this. Everyone's helping everyone win money. If Bet River says the best baseball line, stay away. I'll write that down too. I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to go back and do some analysis because anytime you're sharing that kind of intel, I want to be in the know. David Wallace says, what up? Redbeard's in the house. My guy, Redbeard there. Big supporter. We love Redbeard. Peter Grassi is here. Lexicon. Redbeard shouting out the Mets. Well, we used to love Redbeard. Peter says, was good afternoon, Mike. Thanks. All right. That's what I love to see, man. I'm glad you guys got that cash. Kelly V in the house. Number 1 commenter. Kelly V. She might have to update her YouTube name to number 1 commenter. Kelly V. Kings -135 can add Kempe point. 2 goals each in regulation with player points. Stroke. Swap with Suzuki, Caulfield, Hudson. Best of luck, my fellow D-Gen, says Kelly V. Oldies in the house. Oh, strong. I got you. Justin McCalvy's here. He says sports money is money. David Wallace giving the shout out to the Andar home run. I hit it. Yeah, hell yeah. Blake M, what's up? He says, good luck, everyone in the sports money community tonight. Hell, even the comment that's in the chat after the comments after the show. Good luck to everyone's action. Those are what we love to see. Bless her. It's good luck. A good way to better invest dollar cost averaging. We've gone down there. Nicholas Handy's here. Kelly V says Kings didn't fight for home ice for no reason. Nasty Nate says the Celtics are going to smash, and he's going to be in the Celtics second quarter. Peter Grassi says Myrtle Skins games were a blast. We used to play carts opposite drivers. I don't know if you guys know what carts opposite drivers is, but that was always a fun game. Redbeard says the Magic on the money line tonight. He's going dogging, hot dogging with Redbeard. Nasty Date likes Pritchard and White over threes parlay. Holiday over assist. Peter Grassi says easy to do. Just comment. It's easy. Shout out to Michael P. Appreciate you, my dude. Big Scott. Whoop. Big Scott's in the house. The sports money is money. Shout out to the pimp for that 5-1 6-pack last night. Yeah. Let's go, man. Twins White Sox under 8.5. His best bet. This is where it's so important to get those comments out there because, we're kicking ass and taking names and we want more people to win. We want more people to check it out. We're not scamming anybody. We're just giving you our bets, telling you what we're on, telling you why we're on it as well. That's the part that gets everybody pissed. That's the part that upsets this business. Peter Gracia says, let's pump up the metrics. I appreciate that, man. We are loud enough to have a voice that should resonate across this industry and change the way that everyone's doing business out there. This seedy, dark, closeted bullshit way that these guys go out there and toss things out. It's got to change. You guys deserve better. We're going to get you better. Textile says, turn up. Robert McCormick. Scotty Foster says, do you like the under 198 for Celtics game? I have a play in the Celtics game. I almost had 2 plays in the Celtics game, but I don't have the total. That total's come down. It's come down like 15 points, hasn't it? Ron Young, giving the shout out to everybody. Justin McKelvey says, it's a cruel world out here. It sure is. Peter Gracia says, let's start a class action lawsuit. Joseph Alvarado loves ribeye steaks. Me too. My favorite steak. My favorite. I don't mind a Pittsburgh style prime rib. Or I'm sorry, Rockefeller style. That's how long it's been since I've had that. Rockefeller. There used to be a restaurant down the street from my house that made this banging prime rib. They had their own custom house blend and then the Rockefeller style. If you know what that is, put it in the chat. Shout out to Stop Geo Engineering. $1.99 dono. So sports money is money. And he's got Davian Mitchell double-double. I took Davian Mitchell's points. I love that double-double look, man. That's a great job. Good luck. I will be rooting for you, my friend. Thank you for the dono. Justin McKelvey's going to trifecta tonight. Redbeard says, Houston Moneyline. Think they went by 10 in the NBA. Barry's in the house. Peter Grassi says, lean Red Sox. Nice warm air breeze tonight. Stop Geo's in the house. Says that price, 800 on Mitchell double-double, is what I got last night. It's moved. Peter Grassi says, 1 unit anybody. Oh, yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll get a little heavier when I get a couple cocktails in me, but we benchmark everything on a unit. We're not chasing. We're not scamming. Just giving you guys the pure, hard facts. Doesn't matter if you're a $10 bettor, a $100 bettor, or a $1,000 bettor. We're using our unit scale of $100. No unit shaming. I don't care if you're a $5,000 bettor. Although that's a little crazy, but that just means you have to deal with limits. Blake M likes the Athletics. Man, I don't know. I wanted to get the Athletics tonight. I wanted to. But I like it, Blake. I might get there now that I see you're on there. Old E says, let's go Magic 9 Legacy. Looking for the paid in full dog parlay. And he's got the Nationals, Blue Jays, Pirates, Texas Rangers, and the Edmonton Oilers. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Put that on the screen for you guys. Old E says, get one on the road. Peter Gracia says, it's funny how all of a sudden I feel like DraftKings is raising my lines. Hancock is cooked, says Irish King. Peter Gracia says, exactly. Well, let's go. I've got a bunch of games here for you guys. I'm going to take down 2 in the NHL. I've got 3 in Major League Baseball, including a parlay. And then I've got 2 in the NBA. Then I'm going to get together with the fellas, have a drink, and shoot first strike while we talk UFC and get this playbook updated for you guys because, this whole thing, hopefully you see how this works, right? We build towards the big Saturdays and Sundays. And that's what makes me so excited about this Friday segment. I can't wait. Can't wait. I don't want to give away too much. But I'm excited. And everything we do around here, right? We kind of take our Sundays a little bit of a down day, do some of those premium plays out there for you guys. We watch our golf. We watch our NASCAR. Rumor is MMA Jeff's going to give us another NASCAR play. Then we kind of get Monday, we get back into the groove. Tuesday, you start getting the content loaded out there. Tuesday is kind of our big day to get you guys prepped for these upcoming rugby spots, golf spots, UFC spots. Wednesday, we roll in there. Thursday, we try to get that live stream in. Fridays, go out, have some fun with the family, because Saturday, we're coming in to make that money, going back to work. And then we do it all over again the next week. That's the rotation that we have up in here. Stop, Gio. Oilers plus 1.5, the over 4.5. I'll tell you, I couldn't get there with the Oilers. I kind of think the Oilers win tonight. Now, I've said I thought they were a bad matchup for the Kings, and I agree the Kings fought. That's an astute comment to say the Kings fought for home ice for a reason. I just think that like Connor McDavid and the boys, they kind of started out slow and sluggish, and they kind of pulled it back together and figured it out the second half of that game. And I get concerned that the Kings, if the Edmonton Oilers can get firing, are going to struggle to hang on. 1-1, Edmonton goes back home. They essentially neutralized that home ice advantage that the Kings had. So I'll tell you this, the Sharp Respected Betting Report came in for the NHL tonight. And it just kicks ass in the NHL. I got to go back and look at the record. It's got to be pretty fucking phenomenal. They had the Panthers. We were on the Panthers. They had Carolina last night. Toronto under, cashed. They got the Avalanche tonight. Just the Avalanche. And so that's a little rich for my blood. Minus 192. I'll bet that in UFC, but I'll bet that the reason I'm okay with that in the UFC is because it's done within 15 minutes. I don't got to sit there and wait for a minus 200 to be tied up for the next 4 hours. It's done, and I can lick my wounds or reinvest it the next time around. So, Oldie's going to update his spreadsheet. Jerry Davis likes the Edmonton Caps and Avs spots tonight. All right, let me go. Let's do this thing. I don't know what I was doing. Lack of nutrition today. Being outside in the sun, it's cold. It's still chilly out there. But I screwed up my order. So somehow this is play number 1, but it's recognized as play number 4. So anyhow, let's talk about this NHL. No, I am not going to take that scrolling bar off the bottom. That's how much it means for me to see you guys commenting post-show on what we're doing here. That's the way that we crack this code. We crack YouTube like a fucking pistachio nut. And we grow this thing like wildfire. That being said, the Montreal Canadiens, the Washington Capitals, of course. What do we see in game number 1? Capitals got everybody nervous. They were up. They were looking good. Montreal ties it. They go to overtime, and Ovi does what Ovi does. No change. Goaltender, Sam Montembeault. It was that third period they scored, the Canadiens. I've got this little philosophical opinion about these second games, and we saw yesterday, and it came to fruition for me in a couple of spots. I believe in game 2s, they ratchet up defense. Like game 1 theory, strategically, and as a coach of some of this stuff, I can tell you this is the way that we deployed our strategy was game 1, you don't really show them anything. You kind of, if they make a mistake, you take advantage of it. You just kind of roll. And that's why sometimes you see a lot of overs, because they're just not really adjusting, right? It's all about time and space in hockey and then making the adjustments to neutralize the other team's strengths. I believe game 2s, they do tighten it up. They come back in with an actual game plan, and they get their X's and O's in alignment to shut these guys down. And that's the way that I look at these things here. Now, with game 2, with this game, what scares me a little bit is Ovechkin factor. Washington can score and score and score and score. Now, that 3-2 game yesterday, the first game, 5 goals. It did go under the number. I get it. I almost kind of felt like Washington took their foot off the gas a little bit in that third period when they got in there. My brother says it all the time, the 2-goal lead in the NHL is the worst lead to have going into the third period. Like, that's where you could probably almost live bet blind the other team on the plus 1.5 if they've got a 2-goal lead going into the third period, because it just seems to evaporate. And there it's gone. Now, Thompson is a fucking missile. This dude just crushes. His season, 2.54 goals against average, 31, 6, and 6 with a 91% save percentage. He's a monster. He's only getting better. He's aging with like a fine bottle of wine. And with all of those factors put together, the way that I attacked this game is I looked at Montreal was lucky to get where they did last game. I don't think they match up well against this Capitals team. That's not any big surprise. I don't like the under 5.5 at even money. Why? Because I'm afraid that Ovechkin can go out there and fire. But what I do know are the unders do reign supreme in two factors. One, when the Capitals have a 6 or less, they are 67, 51, and 12 to the under. And playoff unders after an overtime game are 18, 8, and 6. So I looked at all those and I said to myself, what's the most effective way to go and attack this one here? And I came up with the Montreal team total under 2.5. I got it at minus 108. It's low juice. I don't expect them to get to 3 goals. I think Logan Thompson handles business. And that way it takes the factor of Ovechkin and squad going out there putting up a 4-pack. And then all of a sudden it's a 4-2 game and you lost your under 5.5. So that's the way we're going to pop this card off. That's the way we're going to pop the top Montreal Canadiens Les Habitants team total under 2.5, minus 108. Gerald Jones says Celtics match. The line just keeps dropping. Jerry Davis says that MLB parlay smashed for me last night. Appreciate it. Which one did I miss out on? It was 4 legs. Congrats, Jerry. I'm glad to hear it. Congrats. Dana Delps here. What's up, Dana? Game number 2. Chris Comentini says Tatum is out. Ah, it's fucking Tatum. It's Boston, man. Talk about being soft, dude. No offense, Nasty Nate. You know my opinion. I talked about it last year. There's a couple guys that I just get the milk carton out. These guys disappear when you need them. But appreciate the update, Chris. Thank you very much, my friend. Game number 2, Dallas and Colorado Avalanche, is game number 3 in their series. They split the bill out there in Dallas. Dallas had home ice. They have effectively neutralized it. Colorado is my West Coast team to go to the finals. Jake Ottinger, Mackenzie Blackwood. Mackenzie Blackwood, of course, comes over from San Jose. New lease on life. Lots of goals. And, of course, Ottinger allows 4 goals on 24 shots on Saturday. They lose that game 5-1. He did save 34 of 37 in game 2. It was still a 4-3 situation. The problem I have, and I understand why the Sharps are, I do think that this, I'm not going to come on here and give you a minus 200. This isn't fucking UFC. I didn't even like doing it there unless I've had way too many drinks and it's the main event and we've won a bunch of money. Then I'll do it. But as a general practice, I try to, not swallow the juice like that. And that leads you to kind of look at this thing and say, okay, well, what's left? Minus 1.5. Well, it's plus 130, so there's a nice price tag on it. Minus that blowout in game 1, Dallas made their adjustments in game 2. Let's look at regulation. This game just went to overtime. We look at the regulation factor. Of course, if it goes to overtime, you're screwed. Regulation's minus 125. It's still a little juice for Colorado. I just don't know. I think what you do is you wait for Dallas to hopefully score first, and then you fire on Colorado. The big news here, of course, is Langskog coming back in the lineup for Colorado. They skated him in Dallas for game 2. And then they took him out and they put him on the shelf, and he's going to make it's unofficial, I think, still, but I haven't seen an official lineup. But he's going to come out here and fire tonight. And keep in mind, we talked about this to start the playoffs. The home team gets the last change. So all of those, Dallas has got some injuries in their own, right? They're still down with Heiskanen and offhand, I don't have it in front of me. Doesn't matter. Colorado is going to get the opportunity to take their better players and match them up against the weaker players of the Dallas Stars. I think that's why it is trouble. But I do think what that will do is generate scoring opportunities, probably on both sides. Langskog's a big deal here, but the problem I have is Jake Ottinger. 2 years ago, this guy was a Vezina Trophy guy. He's good, but he hasn't been great. His regular season numbers were not up to snuff with what they're expecting from this guy. And Colorado at home, look, over 1.5s in both first periods and second periods fly. I think they were the number one team in over goals in second periods across the NHL for like the last 2 seasons. And that's the way I look to approach this thing. I think we see goals aplenty in this one. And we see ourselves with a Dallas, Colorado over 6.5. And we got a nice price tag. A little minus 102 action. Let me see what I got at BetStamp. Minus 102. Minus 102 to see scoring in this game. I just don't see how it's not. I think Dallas can get a couple past Mackenzie Blackwood. He's still the Mackenzie Blackwood from the Sharks, despite the fact that he's feeling groovy in his new digs. But at the same time, Ottinger's the guy. 4-3 doesn't surprise me. Probably 4-3 Colorado. I think there's live scoring opportunities to keep firing on Colorado. And don't be surprised if by the end of the night, I got a dime stretched out across Colorado every time they went down a goal. But I'm going to pop this thing off with the over 6.5. I'm going to shout out Michael P. in the house. He's gifted a $9.99 super sticker, my friend. Thank you. Cheers, brother. Blessing our action. Getting us moving in the right direction. Peter Grassi says it'd have to be a lot of vodka. Shout out to you, Michael P., my friend. Thank you for always supporting us, being here, gifting your hard-earned money. We appreciate that. We put it to use. We pay for these tools and technology to help keep this thing growing. It's no surprise that we just keep getting better. And it's because of guys like you, Michael P. So thank you very much, my friend. Blessing our action as we transition from the hockey card. Good luck on your action tonight, Michael P., and everybody else's action here. Let's go to some MLB. We'll wrap it up with the NBA, and we'll put the bow on the show. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. You know the deal. We don't spend so much time looking at the cash flow splits in the NHL. Because I never have. Every so often I'll use them as a litmus test, but I think the Sharps just buy prices. Although, to see them picking away on the minus 198s on Colorado Avalanche, it's a little bit of a surprise. A little bit of a surprise. No totals on the Sharp Respected Betting Report tonight. Just so everybody's in the know. Still, very much the over is in play for the Mariners and Red Sox game. I don't like to go back to the same play too many times. You know, we caught it last night. It was an 8-3 final. It took a little while to get there. It was sweaty. But this over factor is these two teams meet together. It's 25-4 over the last 29 times now those two teams have met together that they have gone over the total. It went as high as 10s and 10.5s. It's come back to 9.5s now. So 83% of the bets and 89% of the cash coming in on the over. Sharps were buying the over. It's come back down. Dodgers and Cubs, what an explosive game last night. I had the Cubs first 5, Cubs full game for a little sneaker there afterwards, and I thought it was done. I got the first 5, Cubs. I thought it was toast. And then I saw the Cubs come back and win the damn thing with a run in the 8th, a run in the 9th, a run in the 10th. I was like, yeah, let's go. We'll take that cash. But I got no play there either. I already got that money in that series. I'm going to look at Colorado and the Kansas City Royals, and I'm going to look at a couple of things here. First of all, we got heavy action coming in. The public is smashing Kansas City right now. 95% of the bets, one of the highest spots on the card today. Only 89% of the cash, so a little bit of a differential leaning towards Colorado. I don't know how you do it. Colorado is the worst team in Major League Baseball. This line has it's come down 10 cents. It's gone up 10 cents on the other side, too, so we'll call that oscillating. This total's got 87% of the bets and 90% of the cash on the over. It's gone from 8.5 to nothing. So we got no movement and all the money coming in on the over. We have Michael Lorenzen. We'll take the bump with a 4.57 ERA for the Kansas City Royals. Herman Marquez will take the bump for Colorado. He's got an 8.27 ERA and an 0-3. The sad part about this one is somebody's got to win. On the surface, this looks like over all day. I see why the public's hammering away on it, especially when you look down the lineup. We look at, Perez and Bobby Witts and McMahon's even, and Johnny Indiaz, of course. I mean, this lineup for the Kansas City team is stacked and packed. I don't know that they're taking advantage of it. We saw yesterday's game was 4-3. They popped a 4-3 against Detroit before that. They lost 3 straight games to Detroit, 6-1, 7-3, 3-1. It's like, that's the thing with bats. They're hot or they're cold. Now, the Mets bats are red fucking hot right now. The bat's like twice the size it used to be. They're crushing it. The Rockies have been crushing run lines. Amazing. 5 straight run lines. They got one of the Dodgers. They got all the run lines against the Nationals. They even won that last game 3-1 outright. And then they came out yesterday and they took that run line. But if you look at their last 3, they've had under festivals going on. 4 of the last 5 games for Kansas City have gone under the total. And picking up the hood, taking a look at this engine, what we see is Kansas City unders are reigning true. Low-scoring games that went into extra innings find their way to stay under. 354 and 242 over an 800-game sample. Low-scoring extras stay under. We have no movement to the total, so we check that box with all that money coming in. We see that these teams have been running unders. And then the last one, and this is why I said I can't believe the Sharps are getting in on the Rockies here, unless they're just figuring they're trying to time when the bats are cold for the Kansas City Royals. You fade the Rockies when they're on the road against right-handed pitchers. Write that one down. Don't tell anybody because they'll get mad. They don't want you guys to have the secrets to the sauce here. But fading the Rockies on the road against righties, 179-63. 110. It's almost 3-1. It's almost a 75% win advantage. And what does that tell us? Kansas City's winning games by 1. Colorado's probably not going to win. If they're not going to win, they're not going to score. So let's take a look at this under. Let's put them all together. Let's fuck you, Redbeard. Your boy set a record the other day, man. I saw it. It was the first team in baseball history to have, I can't remember what it was, 15 games played and all of their starting pitchers gave up like less than 3 runs a game. Something stupid like that. It was a weird stat, but it was basically showing that your boys are firing. And I got my Pete Alonso RBI yesterday. So I haven't gotten a Pete Alonso RBI in like 6 months. Well, 6 months of baseball. So I was happy to get that one. I'll give that to you. So I'm on the under. I took the under in this Kansas City game. I got 8.5 for the under. Thought it presented a compelling argument, and it's even money. So we're keeping the VIG down by jumping in on that under and that 8.5. Let's see what happens. Let's go on to game number 2. We're going to talk about this Pittsburgh and Los Angeles Angels spot that got me yesterday. Got me from the worst part was there wasn't even like a legitimate cat. Like when you got a plus 455 parlay, right? So you just use the standard unit, use the $100. You're winning plus 4. You're going to win $455 if that thing cashes. Well, if 3 of the legs hit and that 4th one comes around, you should have a decent cash out as long as the team's not getting busted up. And Pittsburgh busted up the Angels right off the hop. And then as soon as the Angels tried to bring it back close, Pittsburgh put their foot on the gas again. And I was telling our buddy the other day, I said, I don't want to count on Pittsburgh to get runs when I need them. That's just not the Pittsburgh Pirates that I know. This game pops off at 9:30 p.m. And we were looking at a situation where 58% of the bets and 55% of the cash have come in on the Angels. The line has come down 16 cents. It's correlated because it's come down 8 cents on the Pirate side as a dog. So you have a little bit more sharper betting coming in on the Pirates. So you got this thing's come down 8 cents. This total has 95% of the bets and 96% of the cash on the over. There's so much money coming in on the over. They had to move it from 8.5 to 9. It's almost like the books are like, man, does somebody know something? We got Andrew Heaney Andrew Heaney's got a 2.13 ERA, former Texas Ranger, sitting out there in Pittsburgh, now on the road against Los Angeles Angels. We'll take the bump. Kashanowicz for the Angels. That sounded pretty fucking good. 6.2 ERA for this bum. And he's got not only the longest name of a pitcher in baseball, but he's got one of the worst ERAs with that 6.2. And look, all my metrics have both these pitchers getting skewered like a fucking shish kebab at a barbecue. Who's going to get skewered less, I guess, is a coin flip. I just don't believe in Pittsburgh bats. This is just my thought process here. At home, the Angels are 3-1 to the over. On the road, and this is why I don't trust Pirates bats. They're 3-7-1 to the under. 11 road games. 8 of them have not gone to the over. They just got their win. And if you don't believe in that kind of theory, they string together losses like they're the fucking Chicago White Sox. They lost to Cleveland 10-7. They got shut out 3-0. They lost again 5-4. They come out to Los Angeles. They torch my parlay 9-3. They put up 9 runs for a team that loves their unders. I probably shadowed this enough here, but when you've got a home favorite, the unders ring. Partly, and this is, I think, the way I best correlate this number here, it's 64-49, by the way. It's not a huge edge, but home favorite unders. Why? Because the favorite should be up going in the 9th inning, and if it's the home team, they're not batting at the end of the 9th inning. So scratch off three outs. On the other side of things, for whatever reason, and I think it has to do with the temperature, AL teams like their unders. 171 to 118 in favor of the unders. I'm going to fade this Pirates hot bat scenario from last night. I'm going to take the under. And the fact that it's come up a half a run to a 9 means I'm getting an even better number now. 95 and 97% are not places I want to have my money invested in there. So with everybody betting in on the over, I'm going to take the under. I'm going to go Pirates, Angels, under 9, minus 110. Flat number, pretty decent spot, I thought, to get this thing done. And I've got one last play in Major League Baseball. To put the cap on the baseball side of things, we'll pop off these 2 NBA spots and shut her down. Yeah, Jerry says Peter says the quad parlay was close. It was. Dude, that would have been plus 455. Irish King says Witt home run, KC. Well, I know who he plays for. Honestly, I didn't even look at any batting props today. I will for later. And I'll put some on the post tab. I was just busy earlier, and I had those plays out there, so I was kind of riding those while I was doing some things, and then I didn't look. Let me just look really quick. Let me see if something jumps out. Just quick. I don't want to pride myself in the batting props. I don't want to just give you something to give you something. I guess the top guy on the order in Kansas City and Colorado is Bobby Witt. Or not top of the order, but the top guy of order of people to hit home runs is Bobby Witt. So, and it's German Marquez. So, I'm on an under. It's hard. That's another spot that's hard. Look, it's already 1-0 in Seattle. Already on their way. I'll look for some home run props for you. I'll look for some RBI home runs here when we're done with the show. See if we can't spend a little bit. I got that UFC stuff to pop off, but I already got my guy in place. Trisha M likes Pasquantino. That's not a bad look either. Perez. It's one of those 3. It's got to be, right? Irish King likes O'Neal Cruz. See, I'm on the unders in those games. It's hard for me to want to go. Like, one of the first criteria that I use is it's got to be a game that I think is going to go over. It's a tough spot. But last game in the MLB that we're going to look at. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? If you're going to look for hits, You want to see a game that's going to go over. The only way you're going to see hits and it doesn't go over is if they strand a lot of runners on base, and that's more Pittsburgh to me than and White Sox than it is anything else. 3 at-bats, no runs, 1 hit yesterday against Colorado had Bobby Witt. Part of the reason why they were struggling to score. He might be the straw that stirs the drink. He got walked twice, too. So they're aware of Bobby Witt. He got struck out once. He got walked twice. He had 1 hit in his 4 spots. Tampa Bay and the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the parlay piece of the night for us here. We've got movement towards Arizona. We've got movement towards the under. We've got 87% of the bets and 92% of the cash on the Diamondbacks. It's gone from minus 141 to minus 152. We've got 93% of the bets and 95% of the cash on this over. It's gone from 9s to some 8.5s with all that money coming in on the over. Eduardo Rodriguez will take the bump for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's got a 4.09 ERA. Taj Mahal Bradley for the Tampa Bay Rays will come out there with his 5.24 ERA. And what do? Collectively, we talked about this the other day. Tampa Bay's first, it's their second road series. They'll have played almost half their full home games for the season by the end of next month because of their schedule and construction on the new stadium or on their existing shithole of a stadium that's going to be upgraded. I think it's going to take them 6 months to install Wi-Fi. But the Diamondbacks did shut down Tampa Bay yesterday. It was expected. Tampa Bay, second road series, not a good road team, not hitting well as a righty on the road. 5-1. Everything about what should have happened for Tampa Bay happened yesterday. And for Arizona, on the other hand, look, they had that Cubs series, not without scoring that they went down 2 games to 1 in that series. They lost the first game 13-11. Shootout. Then they lost 6-2 and they finally won 3-2 before going back home. So they're getting settled in. They're back at home. They're settled in. And this team in Tampa Bay is struggling mightily right now. They're 1-4 in their last 5. Their only win was at home against the Yankees where they put up 10 runs. They got shut out twice against the Yankees. Them bats ain't cracking with Tampa Bay right now. And that's the way I looked at it here. A couple things to go on. Rodriguez against bad teams, he mops them up. He gets excited when he sees a pile of dog shit standing there in the plate against him. And he's 60-14. 60-14. Eugenio Rodriguez when he goes on there against a bad team. So that creates a whole bunch of ways to play this thing. Eugenio to get the win. Eugenio under 2.5 earned runs. There's a whole bunch of pitcher-oriented props you can fire against this thing. The NL, surprisingly, after 7 p.m. starts, when they play the AL gets sleepy. When that's happened this year, the NL has won 18-4. 22 times. 22 times, 18-4. A clear, commanding shot that shows Arizona should win this game. We saw the correlated line movement. Sharp Respected betting report came in. They are banging this under. They're expecting Eugenio to strike. They're expecting Tampa to struggle, as they've been. And so I bundled the two together. I took Arizona. I took the under 9. I took it at plus 190 to wrap her up in Major League Baseball. Plus 190. 2-leg parlay. Just have a little fun to shut her down. Now, we'll have some more fun with some batter props later, too. But that's the way I wanted to get paid to finish off baseball. I'll move pretty quickly here through these 2 NBA games. Again, we're in series, so we kind of already know what these 2 teams look like as far as the matchups concerned. You guys did a great job giving some of the injury analysis. Tatum's going to be out of this lineup. The Celtics lines come down from 12 to 10s. 78% of the bets, 72% of the cash are on the Celtics. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it's reverse line movement, but it's not because it's injury-related news. This total's come down to 196, and yet 78% of the bets and 84% of the cash are on the over. Injury-related line news. My expectation in this thing here. I don't believe in Jaylen Brown. I think he's a bitch. No offense, Nasty Nate. Probably Horford. Horford steps up. When Tatum's out, Horford's stats go through the roof. It makes a lot of sense. And again, we've already seen that this first game, Celtics splashed them. I think we had, did I give out the Celtics to the premiums? I can't remember. I think we did. I was on them. And they destroyed them. 103-86. I think they do get him again. Injury players be damned. Sorry for you guys that are involved on the Orlando Magic side of things here. But look, when you're a heavy favorite in the playoffs, it's for a reason. And those teams are 77, 34, and 2. Well over 66% win advantage in favor of the Celtics. I'm a little concerned with some of these injuries. And so the way that I dissected this one here, instead of taking the full game, I just grabbed that first half. I'll lay the 6.5 because one of two things could happen. Either one, they bust them up so bad that they start taking really bad players in there. Either way, I'm concerned that in the third and fourth quarter, the back door opens up and Orlando Magic find a way to cover the full game. I don't think they win, but I think they cover. And so I'll take the minus 6.5. I'll lay it that at least a fast start. They haven't had to travel. They're sitting at home. They already kind of got a game plan together for these guys. They know what's going on, and there is some lack of depth in this bench now with some of these players being hurt. So all of those kind of put together for me. Look at the Nationals are up 3-0. All of those put together for me. Minus 6.5, first half, Boston Celtics. Not touching the Heat and Cavs. This line opened at 12.5. It hasn't moved. 68% of the bets and 60% of the cash on the Cavs. Look, it's been the year of favorites. You got to really find that dog spot to strike if you're going to go out there and get it done. Not for me, not there, not now. I'm going to look at this Rockets-Warriors game here, and I'm going to tell you I think the Rockets get her done. I got the minus 3.5. It's now moving to 4s across the board. 70% of the bets and 55% of the cash are on the Warriors. That means that some sharper bettors are coming in and they're taking the Rockets. Totals come down 4 points from 208.5 to 204.5. You have 66% of the bets and 74% of the cash on the over. One of the most widely eyed prop bets I had today was Steph Curry under 25.5 points. It ain't the Steph show. Steph Curry ain't cooking shit tonight. He ran out of propane gas and the grill won't start. Collectively, between these two teams here, 95-85. The under makes a lot of sense. The unders have been making a lot of sense. I think it's 10-3 in the 13 playoff games that we've seen so far, give or take 1 or 2. I got one for you guys here. Both teams missed the playoffs the previous year. The favorite is 29-4-2. It's a revenge bounce back, immediate bounce back revenge spot for Houston. I do have Steph Curry graded super low, which means I don't think he finds a way to produce. And so I'm going to take Houston. And I laid 3.5. It's a full game Houston play for me to put the bow on the show. What do you guys think about that? Redbeard says the Magic smash. Nasty Nate says Pritchard will go off, and he likes the second quarter. I don't think he was officially ruled out yesterday, was he? I mean, you're the Boston guy. You would know more than I would, so I will give you that. Stern Company says, do you talk about the Lakers or the Kings and the Oilers game at all? I like the Kings. I like the Kings. I like the Oilers. Excuse me. Woo, that's kind of a big snafu. That's kind of a big. Now, look, a lot of people like this Edmonton team. Jesus, let me get recalibrated here. A lot of people like the Kings to find a way to stomp here, but look at what these home favorites are. Minus 180 for the Capitals, minus 192 for the Avalanche, and then minus 125 for the Kings. Wait a minute. What? Does that make sense? You got Stuart Skinner, Darcy Kemper going on the other side. Should it be low scoring? It should. It's 5.5. I think it's 4-2. I think that Edmonton wins, and I think they shut everybody down that's going to go, I'm going to take the puck line. And get plus. There's a puck line plus 190. This game probably goes to overtime. Edmonton in overtime. That's the way I see this one playing out in LA tonight. That's what we're going to do. I hope you guys all get that payday today. Shout out to Joe Dubs. Says, thanks, Mike. Great show. Great winnings as always. Go Cavs. He says, go Cavs. Let's go. Trisha M. Stern Company says, hope you're right about Florida's only win being last night. I don't know if it's their only win. But I don't think they win the series. No. Trisha M's already ridiculed me for that. Well, I want to thank you guys all for coming out. Thanks for the show tonight. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button on the way out the door. We got a whole bunch of plays out there for you guys to check out. Look, if rugby's not your thing, listen to these boys. They got great accents. They're 5-1 in their last 6, and they get a couple of bangers for you guys to try to make some money here over the next couple overnight plays. We got golf action. Golf will tee off tomorrow. Golf pops off tomorrow. The Zurich Classic. The first tee is around 8 a.m. Eastern. So you're going to have to get those plays in. I got some first round leaders out there for you guys. Check those plays out. Make sure you smash the thumbs up in all the videos that we do for you guys. It does take us time to prep, record, edit, produce, and post. So if you could just take a second to smash that thumbs up, leave a comment on any and all the videos. Thank you guys all very much. Good luck with your action tonight. And stay tuned. I'm going to see if I can put some hitting props together for some of these later night games. Despite the fact that I like some unders, I think we can find a way to thread the needle. And again, great job. See my man Ramon Scott tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you guys all for being prepped, ready to go, sharing your best bets. Make that money. Have a